Robert, you can play heaps and heaps of home and away games. There's nothing like this euphoria.
No, it's certainly a different feeling once you get to a finals atmosphere. Even when you arrive at the ground, it's a lot different feeling, and the pressure that builds up in the rooms, getting ready, even the rub down, the strapping, the whole lot, it's a big build-up. And then when you run out in the ground finally, it all erupts and the emotions are really running hot. And when you run around the ground and the supporters start cheering, you're on air. And then to play the game itself, you're in a little enclosure there just with all these people out on the outer just looking in. It's a great feeling.
I thought watching the game that your guys settled down very quickly.
Yeah, for a side that really hasn't had the experience of playing this type of pressure football, I suppose they did. But when you look at it realistically, the last 6 weeks that we've played have all been this type of football, that we've had to win them, and we've gone about our job in that type of manner.
Well, now that you've got through the first final, how big an advantage do you think that's going to be to fit you for next week?
Well, I don't know if it's an advantage or not. I suppose it will be, just to say that we've been through it once and we know what the build-up's going to be like, and nothing really counts for experience, and we've got that little bit of experience there. But still the game has to be won on the day and against the opposition that you come up against. So we've got a big job to do to make sure we prepare again.
Well, you've kept coming up for 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, well, a lot of people have probably thought that our finals had been in the build-up to get to the finals, and I just hope now that the guys can keep their feet on the ground and say that there's only one place to be when you're playing in finals, and that's on the winning end of the stick.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but getting back to today's match, your forwards, I just spoke to Sean White before, and he mentioned that in defence it was an easy job because the forwards worked so hard.
Yeah, well, our forwards try to put pressure on the opposition when they get hold of the ball, and that's good because the ball only comes down to our backs, and they can make position a lot better, and there's not as much movement on the forward line when the balls are lobbing up in the air. And vice versa, it came out of our back line just as good, and they ran in 2s and 3s and put the pressure on the opposition down there. And I'd say it would be a very even performance as far as pressure all over the ground was concerned.
Okay, you've had some magical moments in football. How big did it feel when you took the first mark and kicked that goal?
Oh, well, to kick your first kick in a final to be a goal was great. I didn't have too many more for the quarter or the next quarter, but the guys were playing well, and if it wasn't me kicking goals, it was someone else, and that's important.
Well, it's Robert Flower in the room. Surely that's inspirational stuff for the other teammates.
Well, that's right. I suppose it shouldn't just be Robert Flower. I think it should be Melbourne, and that's the way we want it to be. And I must admit the guys put in 100% team performance, and I'm very proud of the guys.
Stuart Spencer thinks of you as a grand finalist now.
Well, there's a long way to go before we get there. We've got next week to think about.
Only 2 more wins?
Only 2 more wins, yeah. Well, we'll be trying anyhow.
Good luck anyway, Rob.
Thanks very much, man.